Evolution Pop every Friday from 3 to 4 p.m. to catch up on all the fresh, new, hot topics.
My mom is on the radio.
This is Krissy's Corner, Chicago's Friday Hot Mix. We'll be discussing current trends in fashion, music, and our very own communities. If you want the real tea, real sweet, then tune in to Evolution Pop every Friday from 3 to 4 p.m. to listen to Krissy's Corner, Chicago's Friday Hot Mix.
Good afternoon, Chicago. Good afternoon. You are now tuned in to Chicago's Friday Hot Mix with your favorite Friday host, Krissy J. And as always, I have to take a moment to go ahead and share the live stream. But shout out to you. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, by the way. Shout out to everyone who might be tuned in on the Facebook live stream, as well as our listeners on the TuneIn radio app. There we go right there. It's a one-man band here, you all. There we go. We are all in action. We are in action. So happy Friday to you all. Yes, it is finally Friday, and this week's weather, if we can all agree, this week's weather is a perfect example of how, 2020 has started out. At the start of the week, it was sunny and bright, with Resurrection Sunday. Now we didn't have snow and everything else, but this is the Midwest. The weather never surprises me at this point. It literally never surprises me this time of year. But I definitely did not expect snow, especially two times in a row, or 2 days in a row. Today is April 17th, 2020. We're already more than halfway through this month so far. Obviously, under the circumstances of COVID-19, which I'm just going to say is still unbelievable. The certain restrictions they have put on us, it is still unbelievable. Various families are being negatively impacted all across the world. And then you have those inspirational stories where you see people being healed or people overcoming COVID-19. And so it's always bittersweet. You have some, that suffer greatly, and then that some that is coming on the other side of this. And it just creates hope for those who may be fearful. And that's one thing about the media, Chicago. That's one thing about the media. It is all about ratings. It is all about inciting emotion from the people. If you can agree with me, sometimes it's even hard to watch the news because it's always something negative. It's always something bad on there. So many different opinions. And of course, we have so many different conspiracy theories floating around. And that's why I always tell people to do research for yourself. Find out the facts for yourself. Of course, you have to make sure there are credible sources, but please find out the facts for yourself. Despite the chaos surrounding COVID-19, the very fact that we are alive today is a clear indication that there is still work to be done. There is still things that we need to do. There is still work to be done. The CDC reports an estimated of 18 months of rolling lockdown until the COVID virus has been contained here in the States. That's 18 months. And they said rolling, so they could let us out on a break and then lock us back down. So we just have to be prepared for anything, which is why it's very important to comply with the laws of the land. As far as social distancing, staying at home to prevent the spread, sanitation, also building up your immune system to make sure that when you do go out and you do have to be around various people that you're not, spreading something your doggone self. All of which it does help reduce the spread of the virus. And I'm just going to be very blunt here, Chicago. I have never seen a more rebellious people than I have during this time. Like, honestly, I was just, I seen a live video when I say there was so many during the coronavirus, during the social distancing pandemic, there were so many different people. And I think this was in West Virginia or Virginia per se, but there were so many people out as if to say, we're still going to have a good time. People, please obey the laws of the land, or else you might find yourself sick or a loved one that is sick. And that's just something that we don't want to do. And I understand, right? This is the Midwest. Some of us have been through some things that the coronavirus, and I understand, right? You want to be brave, okay? You can be brave. That's fine. But you also don't want to be foolish. We all want to go outside and play. We all want to go outside and play. Trust me, I'm probably going to be the first one out and the last one in once this is all over, just to enjoy life a little bit more, as we all should. And I honestly think that's what I have been reflecting on the last several weeks. Essentially who I am, as far as my career is concerned, the way that I want to go with my career, my family life, and understanding the balance in that, and just to loosen up a little bit. I'm very professional. I'm just very, very, and so I want to kind of loosen that up a little bit. If God willing, we will all come out on the other side of this pandemic with a renewed mindset, more strength, and just an overall appreciation for life in general, as we should. And I just feel like whatever it takes, if it took the coronavirus for people to get that point, or for people to see that, then so be it. So be it. This pandemic does not mean life is over. Of course, we're still living, right? It does not mean life is over. We are still here, and we can still make a difference in this world. And if folks, have the audacity, how people do, to still be negative and nasty, and this time, especially with everything that's going on, if someone is still being negative and nasty towards you or towards the situation, there's something seriously wrong with that. But this is Chicago's Friday Hot Mix, and we only surround ourselves with positive energy, good vibes, and great thoughts. So everything else must go. Can't be around here. Misery loves company, people, and that's why no one likes to visit. Understand that. So just be encouraged. Keep praying, stay hydrated, and let's get back to business. I am Krissy J, your favorite Friday host, and this is Chicago's Friday Hot Mix. So why don't we mix it up a little bit here? This is my third week going live from home, trying to set my studio, my office up into a makeshift studio. I was planning on moving just before the lockdown. I was planning on moving, but I'm just going to build my office here, and when I move, I'll take it with me. But this is Chicago's Friday Hot Mix, and it wouldn't be right without just a little bit of tea. Backed by popular demand, it's tea time on Chicago's Friday Hot Mix, where I serve only the best and the freshest tea right here on Evolution Pop Radio. All the current media outlets are consumed, like they're seriously consumed with the COVID-19 pandemic. And I understand, everyone wants to be updated on that. But I, Krissy J, always try to break away from the norm and what everyone else is doing. And of course, there is always something going on in the media. Please believe me. So, did you hear about the tea about Steph Curry's wife, Ayesha Curry? Okay, if you did not, I will let you know, okay? Apparently, the NBA wife is being sued by a branding company for $10 million. They claim they built her into a household name only to get stiffed when the money started rolling in. Now, this is all according to TMZ. Robert Flutie, who is the owner of Flutie Entertainment, claims he met Ayesha sometime in 2014. She had a cooking blog called Little Lights of Mine. Apparently, the cooking blog wasn't as popular as she hoped it to be, so she reached out to Flutie Entertainment to kind of help and mold her along her way, which a lot of people do when you don't know which way to go. You might have a blog, you might have, different things that you want to do, but it's always good to tap into different networks, and that's exactly what she did. So Flutie claims they signed an agreement in November of 2014 to help her realize her vision. She wanted to be a modern day Martha Stewart. I don't know if she realized this, but Martha Stewart's been kind of tarnished, you understand? But she made cookbooks, TV shows, and consumer products all while she was under this entertainment business. So the relationship lasted about 5 years until she fired them just last year and cut them out of all profits. Now, I'm just going to say this. I honestly feel like there's a right way and a wrong way to do business, right? Aisha has every right? She has every right to dissolve a business relationship that is no longer benefiting her or works for her. It's called growth. It happens all the time. Meg Thee Stallion, she just went through the same situation with her record label that she was originally signed with before she went with Roc Nation. She just had the same situation. She did win, but it just goes to show it happens all the time. Now, Aisha's lawyers did make a statement concerning the lawsuit, saying that she ended business with Robert Flutie in early 2019 after he became disgruntled, and he's confident that this entire deal will just blow over. But he is demanding he is demanding $10 million plus 50% interest in her production company, as well as a stake in Aisha's homemade brand, which all of these things were created under Flutie, while she was a client under Flutie Entertainment. So my question to you all, and I will be checking the comments, my question to you all is, do you think Flutie Entertainment is in fact entitled to royalties? Do you believe she owes them any type of money? And I'm going to see. Hey, Keisha, thanks for joining in. I appreciate you all for joining in. I appreciate it. Hey, Tasha, thanks for joining in as well. Me personally, I just feel like, I honestly think that there's a way that they can come to an agreement together. Her lawyer obviously sounds confident enough. Like I said, personally, I learned that there's a right way and a wrong way to do business. Growth is expected. It happens. You want to grow. But I don't think you should ever burn bridges. Don't burn bridges. You might want to send somebody their way who's trying to make the same steps and they want to know, where did you start at? And you could be able to tell them, I went to Flutie Entertainment, and it not be a bad reference if they actually use you. So I just think there's a right and a wrong way to do business. Always find a way to leave a business relationship in good standing, just to avoid situations like these. Aisha said she wanted more attention last year. She said she wanted some more attention. I do not think that this is the attention that she was hoping for, but she most certainly got it. All in all, best of wishes to her and all of her future endeavors. Hopefully this goes well for both parties. I understand both sides of the coin, right? No one likes feeling used. You don't want to, use someone till you get to a certain point, and then when you get to that point, you're like, oh, to heck with you. That's unfair. But I also always say there's two sides to every story, and you just got to remember that, Chicago. Speaking of two sides to every story, y'all, it's warm. I done got my lights all set up, and it's got me warm in here. But speaking of two sides of every story, the source reports OT Genesis, he claims he sold drugs to Keisha Cole's mother. Lord have mercy. Yes, you heard me right. Now, I know you all know, and if you don't, OT Genesis, he did a remake of Keisha Cole's song, Love. Hey, she did a song called Love, okay? And he remade that song, but it was completely horrible. It was like a mockery of what she had actually done, and she didn't really like it. She really didn't like it. So she almost sued him over those rights and to her ballot. There was a huge Instagram beef between OT Genesis and Keisha Cole, and I'll just say the beef was really between him, because she never really responded to his immaturity is what I'll say. She never really did respond to his immaturity. She did a couple of interviews and told why she did not like for him to do what he was doing, but she never really responded. And everything appeared to be cooling down. There hasn't been any news. There hasn't been any songs, but OT Genesis made mention of Keisha Cole's mother. He made mention of Keisha Cole's mother on Instagram, even going as far as posting a mugshot photo just for laughs. And we spoke about this last week, right? We spoke about this last week with the NBA YoungBoy situation, right? And how he called out Floyd Mayweather, just disrespectful. And OT Genesis, he's pretty much doing the same thing. And I'm just a firm believer that our parents are out of discussion. And that's just me. That's just me. And what do you all think? Knowing your mother, knowing everything that she's went through. Now, knowing everything that she's went through, everything that she's done, would you allow someone to say, whether true or false, would you allow someone to degrade your mother like that on the internet?